I'm 25 years old. I'm married. I have one daughter who is a year and a half now, and I'm from the United States of America. What inspired me to do a DTS with YWAM was the topic being on songwriting and scripture. My expectations before starting the DTS program was just one expectation, and that was to learn about the truth more and the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Some significant things I've learned throughout this time during my DTS is how to work with other people who different ages, different personalities, seeing what it's like to fellowship with one another. And at the same time, we're all learning amongst each other how to write songs, how to dissect the Bible, and how to create music together. A memorable experience was during our third week of lecture phase. We were visited by South Roots International, and we got to see the Bible be performed for us, and the way that we got to get a whole different insight on how the Bible speaks to us in our day-to-day lives. They helped us see like what it was like back then and how our ancestors worshiped back then and how they formed instruments back then and created a sound. I think that was the most memorable thing I experienced here. CS has inspired my songwriting journey because this was the first time I ever got to write a song, and this was the first time I was really inspired to write a song. I got to work with the peers around me, and we made a song with amongst ourselves together as a group, and I got to write my own song individually. It was very powerful. I used the parable of the 10 virgins, Matthew chapter 25. A way I plan to integrate my faith with my music and songwriting is anytime I'm led to create a song or feel motivated to put music on paper, I want to do it in a way that reflects the Bible in a positive and truthful way. Something that was very significant that I've learned throughout this songwriting and scripture DTS is to always be available even when you think you can't be available. Always make yourself available for people, make yourself available even when you feel like there's no time. During this DTS, I got to write a few songs. One particularly I wrote individually for myself, and what inspired me to write that song was Matthew chapter 25, the parable about the 10 virgins. I didn't expect to write a song that day, but what happened was that morning I read that parable, and we had a speaker, Shanae, who is also a singer slash artist, makes music. She spoke of a scripture that I also read with that parable that morning, and she gave us so many good tips and points on how to start off a song, and before I knew it, I was just going over the parable in my head, and Knocking at Your Gate was the title of my song because the 10 virgins at the end of that parable, they were knocking at the gate of Jesus, asking to be let in. My immediate plans after completing this DTS is for my family and I, we be established in an area, and we hope and pray to come across other believers, and we hope and pray to be put in front of the right resources to one day start our own ministry of our own. What I hope for my music to do to others is to restore them throughout their whole mind, body, and soul. I want the words of God and the rhythm and the beats and the sound to resonate with them, and I want it to speak to them in a way where if they're feeling anything in their heart that needs to let go, or if there's any unforgiveness laying around, I really want them to be able to resonate with the music that I create. A word of encouragement I have for anybody deciding to do a YWAM DTS is put your whole complete trust and faith in the Lord from start to finish. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to seem like things are going perfect, and you will be tested and you will face trials and you will have to overcome things, and Just know that as long as your faith is secure and Jesus is your anchor, you'll be able to get through it and successfully complete it. A way to connect with me is via Facebook or Instagram at Capro and Angelina.